What's up, toy fans? I'm Bugsy, this is Bugsy's Toy Box, and this is our Masters of the Universe special. So welcome back, fellow quarantiners. Hope everything's going alright for you guys. We put some questions into our social media to say what kind of things would you guys like us to show off or special editions. One of the few things that we were asked for was Masters of the Universe. So these are the figures that we have in our current possession. I just thought I'd rattle through them and go through a bit of information that we have picked up along the way. So, to start with, we will get the main guys in question. Now, main goodie and baddie from this series. We have the very recognisable He-Man right there. So, this guy, he comes with a shield, an axe, and a sword, as well as his armour that you can see there. Notoriously for this one, the hilts are broken on the swords, and the clasps just there are broken on the armour. Thankfully, this one has just about got his hilt, and his armour is actually in really good nick. His clasp is nice and strong. So there you've got him. Now, the protagonist, we have Skeletor. This guy normally does have a staff as well. Don't have one of those at the moment. But here he is with his armour, his skirt, you can just about see there, and his sword. Again, hilt just about on that, but notoriously missing and broken. So those are your two main goodie and baddie for those who don't know. I'm sure most of you do. So there you go, that's the two main guys. Now I'll go through these in series order, so naturally they came out with series 1. Further on the top shelf that you can just see behind me, we have a Man-at-Arms that you can see there, and we've got a Merman. Now this guy, not in the best shape, this Merman. He's got meant to have like a little bow at the bottom of his armour there, and he does also come with a sword, neither of which this guy has. But you can see his cool colours though, popping greens there, and again with the greens we've got Man-at-Arms. So this guy is complete. Again, a few conditional issues, got a few chews on the handle there, but overall, he is 100% complete with all of his armour. There you go. He's pretty good. Now, further along, we have this guy. Now, this guy is called Stratos. Now, he came with two different coloured backpacks. So you can see there, you've got Stratos there. And this one, he's got his blue backpack, and we've got this Stratos, and he comes with a red backpack. Now, he is not complete. Both of them are meant to have these wings. Only got one of those, but you can see the main differences there is literally just the armour on this particular one. So there you have that. We also have Beastman. There you go. So this is his original armour. You also get a weapons pack as like an extra to put other weapons with your Master of the Universe characters, and you would always get a yellow version of this in there. He is meant to also have armbands and a whip with him, but there he is. He's very interesting face paint. Again, this is notoriously getting scratched off. This one's not too bad, to be honest. Quite happy with that. But overall, again, popping colours on these, much like other 80s toys, you know, holograms, really bright colours, all of those things were prolific in 80s toys. Moving down the line, we have got Series 2. So we've got Evil Lyn. This was one of the only female character line toys in the Master of the Universe line. You also had one or two others, but primarily all the female characters came out in what they created as She-Ra after He-Man became a thing. So there's Evil Lyn there. Now, one of my favourites is Faker. Now, this guy is meant to be a robot version of He-Man made by Skeletor. So you can see this guy is obviously a very blued up version. It's exactly the same mould as Series 1 He-Man. You can see there, literally the mould's exactly the same, but you can see the armour's different. Now the armour, however, is exactly the same as Skeletor's, just a different colour. So there you go. And he also has a power sword, but in that orange colour. But don't have one of those. Very hard to find. Just going to put him back just there. Now, many others. I'm just going to pick out some of the main ones for you. So, moving on in Series 2 again, this guy, he's nice and complete. He's called Mechaneck. Why is he called Mechaneck, I hear you scream? I will tell you. That is why. He has a mechanised neck. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, big old club that comes with him and his armour. So yeah, nice silver boots. This one's in pretty decent nick. Few nicks here and there. But otherwise, nice and smooth action. Stands really well. Really nice and solid. And he's nice and complete. So we have Trapjaw. This is an awesome baddie. Now he has 2 other attachments that go in his arm piece here, which you can just pop that out. So there's his weapon there, and you can pop other ones in. Don't have those other 2 at the moment. So he's meant to have a claw hand and a hook. Yep. Just in case you weren't sure what a claw hand and a hook might look like. You know. So there he is. Moving along, we've got Triclops. Again, they've all got these names that are pretty straightforward. When you look at the figure, you can go, yeah, that's why they called it that. So, Triclops, I wonder why, because Cyclops, singular, Triclops. 1, 2, 3 eyes. There we go. This guy's complete. Again, sword missing its hilt, but for all intents and purposes, he's in decent nick, and he is complete, and his action works. Nearly all of them have got this swing and hit kind of action, and there goes his sword. So that would be the main thing to look out for. There are a couple of different actions on some of them, but they're quite unique to them. So again, Mechaneck, he's the only one who's got that one. Now, moving along the line, we do have Buzz Off. Now, this one is probably my least favourite. It just looks a bit naff. I don't know, I'm just not keen on the bee. But either way, Buzz Off, again, pretty obvious name of why it's there. So, there you go. You can buzz off. Now, this is more like Series 3/Series 4 now. We're going to move on to a different version of Skeletor. This is one of my favourite versions of Skeletor, Battle Armour Skeletor. This one is in really nice condition, and if it plays well, the action works. So that's 1, and that's 2. And you can see as that rolls in, it just gets a little bit more damaged each time. Very cool. Very decent version of Skeletor. Definitely my favourite. Now, just above you, you've got Clawful. Because, you know, he's like a lobster. Get it? Clawful? Yeah, anyway. Now, this guy. Controversial name in modern regard. When they redid the Masters of the Universe TV show in the early 2000s, they renamed this guy. Because although very innocent in the 80s, or in general, by modern standards, it didn't sound particularly child appropriate, so they changed his name. So originally this is called Fisto. Hilarious. What a name. And he does have that swing action, but he's one of the few that also has that action. The chopping down action. If you're familiar with the early 90s WWF Hasbro's, similar type action on there. There we go. Now, this man, again, one that also has the chop action. This is Jitsu. Jitsu there with his very shiny armour and his nice samurai looking sword. This one does have a hilt on it. This one's a lot more sturdy, this hilt, than the hilts on the other swords. This one's a bit thicker, whereas the other ones are definitely finer and more prone to snapping. But he's nice and shiny, got all his bits, and again, good sturdy figure, this one. Very pleased with that. Not a lot of nicks around the head or hair either, which is good to find. Good to find. So moving along down the line, we have some of the lizard guys here. We've got, this is Cobra Khan. Now you can put water in this guy and it will squirt that out by pushing his head down. So there's a few lizards in the line of this. So you've got him. We've got Whiplash just here. It's another lizard-like guy. It's nice to find him without any tears in his tail. That's always good. And his weapon there. we have, along the lizard side of things, now Webstore. Now he's obviously meant to be some sort of spider-esque lizard type thing, and he is meant to have a backpack, and it's got a grapple in it. Probably hence why Webstore was his thing. It's like he's spinning a web. But again, he doesn't look too spider-esque, in my opinion. Not too spider-esque. So, I mean, I'd probably still put him in with the kind of reptilian. Even though I'd be wrong. That would just be my opinion. Now, further down the line, we have another version of He-Man here. Now, this is Thunder Punch He-Man. Now, these guys are notorious for having this bit not stay closed very well. Because you were meant to put old school caps in there. And then as you twisted him back and let him rip, without that falling down, it meant to set one of the caps off. So then it would be like, bang! When you whacked into something. Hence, Thunder Punch. Other than that, I mean, he's in alright condition, apart from the fact that that doesn't stay open. But that is notorious for not staying open anyway. Very, very hard to find one that does. Now, this guy, Hordak. Now, he is the like main guy in the Horde Troopers. Now, this is the Horde symbol here, if you're not familiar with it. And you'll notice that on more of the figures as we go through, who are part of the Horde. So, there's Hordak. He's meant to have a cape as well. And he does have a little bat attachment. But, unfortunately for this one, the clasp has broken on that. So, it's meant to sit on his arm just there. But, unfortunately, this one doesn't, because there's no clasp. But either way, very cool figure. Another one of my favourite characters there. Now, part of his Horde troop include Grislaw. Little thing there. Now, there is another version of Grislaw, Dark Face Grislaw, which has got a darker colour face than that one there. Very rare, very expensive, very hard to find. But this is the regular version, and there's his Horde symbol. They all came with these bows as well. So, you've got him. You have Montana with his pop-out eyes. Leech. So you can like sucker him up against windows and certain things. So it's got a button at the back there to create that air suction just there. So yeah, if you've got one, you haven't tried it, give it a go. It's good laugh. We also have, oh, where's the other guys? Aha. This is a later, this is like a series 4, I think. This is Dragstore. So we've got a little wheel there, and he's meant to come with a pull cord. So you can basically like get his arms out the way, put him on the ground, pull the cord, off he shoots. There you go. Right. Moving on. We have Mossman. Why is he called Mossman? I've got no idea. I mean, very odd they called him Mossman. Not entirely sure why. There he is. Now, things about the Master of the Universe that you may notice, or just may want to know if you're not sure. They did use a lot of the same moulds as the figure lines went on, as you saw with Fakor's armour, same as Skeletor's, and obviously Faker himself being the same as He-Man mould. This guy, completely different character, but exactly the same figure as Beastman. So, if you didn't know, there's a little tidbit for you. I don't know if you can tell from there, but literally exactly the same mould. They just, instead of putting all the details on his face, they covered it in moss. But otherwise, same figure, just different colouring. Now, another one they did the same for that is Stinkor. Now, he was meant to come with a scent. Some particular collectors who still got him in a clasp has still been able to keep his scent in, but for the most part, once they're open, they're like 35 years old now or something, so yeah, that's going to be gone. You're not going to notice that anymore. But from that mould you can see there, that is exactly the same as Merman. So literally exactly the same. Again, just different colourings and a different name. There you go. Now, this guy's a bit different. Hey, chill out. This is Roboto. So again, a little bit like Trapjaw, he's got different arm attachments, so you can pop this out and pop another one in. He does come with 3, again, same as Trapjaw does. but his mechanism in there is different. So you can see that just moves a little visory bit on his head and the cogs inside him. So again, very unique to this figure, that little movement. Now, Orko, again, another one with a ripcord. So again, rip that along and he's got little bits on the bottom to make him bobble about. And make a horrendous noise. But again, very rare to find that ripcord not ripped. Now, there's just a few more I'm going to show you. Another one of the reptilian clan. This is Ratlaw, because he is a rattlesnake. Again, finding his tail without any tears and working mechanism. Fail. Fail again. There we go. Third time's a charm. So there he is. His head pops out like a rattlesnake. There we go. Another one of the later series, again with a mechanism particularly only for him, is this guy. Can't remember the name of. He spins around. He's got a little wheel on the back of him, just there, which turn any which way you want, and that makes him spin. And again, very unique to this figure is that, and also very unique are these arm movements, just there. So yeah, Cyclone, that's his name. I knew it would come to me. Wicked. Quite often you'll find his headband is missing and his hollow patch there. You can just see that. Again, like I said, any form of like hologram or bright colours, very, very 80s. Now, you may have noticed a couple of these guys up here, because I've been building them earlier on, if you guys have watched the Instagram of the day that I was doing this. He's called Modulock. Now, he comes in loads of little pieces that you can change up. So, again, double-headed, and then you can see these little bits here. They just pop off, so you can pop all these arms and legs wherever you want. So you just pop all those. Oh, there goes his head. So pop all those through all that. You can see all the different leg parts. You can just stick them wherever you want. It's very cool. There was another one, which I don't have, that was called Multi-Bot. And again, exactly the same concept. It was just meant to be a robot rather than, again, a lizard type creature. So there you are. Now, last, but by no means least, I'm going to show these guys. Now, this is Rock On and Stonedar. Now, these quite often get mixed up with Rock Lords, and the reason for that is because you can roll them up into rocks, as I will now demonstrate. So they've got their little blasters, which look like little satellite dishes. You can see there. There you go. And they both just very simply turn into little rocks. So there's that one. And again, exactly the same concept. Just like touch your head and your toes and turn into a little rock. So there you go. Very often get mixed up with Rock Lords for that reason. There you go. There are many more Master of the Universe figures, many, many more. Those are all the ones that we have. There are different COOs, if you're not sure. So what that means is country of origin, and particular collectors will get different country of origin figures for their collection because they've got little differences that you can sometimes notice. For example, here I have a French trapjaw. Now compare that with the trapjaw that I've got here. This one is a Malaysia. So the main differences with this is just the face sculpt. Now this one is meant to have a hoop at the top, but it's broken unfortunately, but you can just see the difference in the face sculpts there. This one's just a bit more wily-eyed. See there? And you'll find the country of origin usually at the back on there on most of these figures. Now the thing with the country of origin is that proper COO collectors will want all the accessories with all the right COO as well. Now all these little bits, most of them will have it written on where they are, and the same with the armour bits, etc. So if you are looking to complete it with all the right coup pieces, then that's what you got to look out for. Another one, for example, is this Battle Armor Skeletor. This one is a slightly rarer version because it's a Mexico one. And also the Mexico ones sometimes had Pat Pending written on them as well. Not entirely sure why. If you guys know why that is, please do comment in the box, because I really don't know, and I haven't been able to find out exactly why either. But that is another little tidbit of information about the Masters of the Universe. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in to this particular episode. We will be doing some more requested episodes between Ben and myself, so watch out for those later on. Any other questions, stick them in the box. We will link all the usual people, and thank you for tuning in. If you're not subscribing, please hit that bell, hit that subscribe button. Check out our social media at Bugsy's Toy Box for both Instagram and Facebook. And in the meantime, stay quarantined, stay safe, stay home. And always keep it unpunched.